Hello, this is Clean Coach Carly. I'm the staff nutritionist for Healthy Habits Living. I'm going to tell you the story behind Green Pasture fermented cod liver oil. So, Dave and Barbara Wetzel found the work of Dr. Weston A. Price. They ran into a Weston A. Price club or community in their hometown and started learning about the work of Weston A. Price. Now, he was a dentist back in the early 1900s, and he couldn't understand why Americans had such terrible dental and oral health. We were one of the richest, if not the richest nation at the time in the early 1900s, and yet all of our teeth were falling out. And around the same time, other scientists were piecing together dental health and heart health, cardiac health, which we now know are tied together very closely. So Dr. Price actually went on a kind of a worldwide tour studying indigenous cultures that ate their native diets. And he was thinking if he could find the one diet that would save everyone's teeth, he wanted to find that. Well, what he found was not that there was one diet per se, but that when people were eating whole and natural foods, unprocessed, that their oral health was great. So he went to the Inuit Indians and in Alaska and found that they were eating whale blubber and blood, and yet their teeth were great. They didn't eat hardly any vegetables at all. Then he went to Palau and found that they were primarily eating vegetables, root vegetables, green leaves, very low protein and high fat, and their teeth were great. What he also found in kind of succeeding research was that when these native people eating their very native, healthy, close to the land type of diets, when they moved to port cities or to industrialized areas of their region, that their health started to fail within one generation. Heart disease, diabetes, and of course, teeth problems. So his work, Weston A. Price's work, has been influential for over 100 years now. And there are many clubs or communities throughout the United States that support this type of healthy eating of foods in their natural state. So back to Dave and Barbara, they were introduced to the Weston A. Price Club and this style of eating and the research, and they wanted to live closer to the land to implement this diet and lifestyle. And so they decided to take their farm in Nebraska and turn it into a farm for grass-fed dairy only. Now, back when they did that, that was jaw-dropping, eye-popping. Nobody does that. Nobody's even heard of that. Now you and I can go to the grocery store and we get grass-fed milk, and we're pretty well educated about what that means. But even 15 years ago, most people didn't even know what that term meant. So they held on to that research and said, we have got to provide a place where we can make high quality dairy for the high butter vitamin oil that Dr. Price recommended. And we've got to get this cod liver oil. We've got to start taking high quality cod liver oil. So they did just that. And over time, they established their company, Green Pasture. So their fermented cod liver oil is an omega-3 supplement. It is different than other omega-3 supplements because, first of all, it's made from cod liver only. And second of all, it's fermented. So what makes it different than fish oil? Well, fish oil is usually made from sardines or herring or mackerel or salmon. And it's not always the most appetizing parts. It's kind of the leftover parts. And you have to be careful about where those have been fished or farmed, hopefully not farmed. So that's kind of your standard omega-3 fish oil. When you get cod liver oil, you're literally getting the oil from the liver from the cod. What makes that different than just regular fish oil is that cod liver oil is naturally very high in vitamin A and vitamin D. Vitamin A and vitamin D are fat-soluble vitamins, so you can only absorb them if you also have fat at the same time. Well, that works out really well because cod liver oil is an oil, it's a fat, and it has that vitamin A and vitamin D in there that you will definitely absorb because you're taking it at the same time. So that is the difference between an omega-3 supplement or a fish oil supplement and cod liver oil. One is from bodies of different fish. The other one is from the liver of the cod, which is naturally high in vitamin A and vitamin D. Green Pastures uses fish that have been fished with responsibility. They are certified by the Marine Stewardship Council. So that means we know that they're not farmed and that they are consumed or that they are fished responsibly. The other thing that is different about Green Pasture fermented cod liver oil is it's fermented. When the cod liver oil is fermented, you are able to keep the vitamins, minerals, nutrients, enzymes in particular that could be lost through the heat process. So you are getting additional enzymes when you're getting fermented cod liver oil. Fermentation in general is more of a breakdown process if you study the science of it, which means that anything that's fermented is naturally easier to digest. So if we ferment our vegetables like cabbage and we make sauerkraut, it is easier to digest and comes with lots of probiotics and enzymes. Same thing with cod liver oil. If we ferment it, it is partially broken down. The digestive process has already started and it's easier for us to digest. Some of the basics about the fermented cod liver oil: there is 125 milligrams, around 125 milligrams of cod liver oil per capsule. And the vitamin A and the vitamin D in there are not measured because they're not added in. They are inherent and natural in the fish oil. And so it's not reported or recorded on the label how much vitamin A and vitamin D you're getting. And with the fermented cod liver oil, you can be assured that it has a very strong flavor. So if you want to take the liquid, you are going to have a very strong flavor. And it is less expensive than the capsules because it costs money to have a capsule, something put in a capsule. So if you don't like strong taste, you definitely want to go with the capsules. If you can tolerate strong taste, or you can chase it with some grapefruit juice or something else that has a strong flavor, then you can use the liquid form. And the RDA of fish oil is omega-3s is 1,000 milligrams per day. That's the recommended daily allowance. So if you're looking to get your full recommended daily allowance of omega-3s just from supplements, you're not going to eat any fish or any seafood at all during the day, and you want your total intake to be from those capsules or liquid, then you're going to need to take about 4 capsules or 2 teaspoons. So that is the awesome and inspiring story of Green Pasture and how Barbara and Dave, transformed their farm into grass-fed dairy so that they could make the high vitamin butter oil, and how they work with responsible companies to make their fermented cod liver oil. Here at Healthy Habits Living, we're always here to give you the most up-to-date research on the highest quality nutrients that can optimize your health. We are here to empower you with information so that you can get healthy, stay healthy, and be healthy.